Mayor Garcia, welcome back to the show. Talk to us about your progress on this and why you think you've been able to pull this off when other areas have not.
Well, thank you. Obviously, this is a huge challenge. I'm just really proud of the health team here in the city. We have already almost vaccinated completely all of our healthcare workers, clinic workers, pharmacists, dentists, paramedics, firefighters have almost all been completed, including the nursing homes, the 25 nursing and skilled care facilities we have in the city. So they're, for the most part, done. And so we're able to move on to the next group. We've started our police officers, and of course, anyone that's 65 or over, we started them actually today. All of our clinics this weekend are actually all full, and we are vaccinating, going through thousands of folks to get them vaccinated. And then next week, we're opening up clinics for grocery workers and those that work in our supermarkets. And we have scheduled now clinics to vaccinate the entire Long Beach Unified School District, Cal State Long Beach, and Long Beach City College. And those start in about a week from now. So we're making good progress. I think what helped us early on is not get too bogged down in who was first. We opened it up to healthcare workers. Now we're doing seniors, but we're also still doing some healthcare workers. So we're just trying not to hold on to vaccine. We just want to get it out the door.
And let's talk more about that part. Go ahead, Dr. Drew.
I was going to ask, do you have more vaccine relative to your population than LA County? When we talk to LA County officials, they go, well, LA County is so big. But the fact is, why don't we have just more vaccine? Is somehow Long Beach receiving percentage-wise more vaccine relative to the population size?
I don't think so. I mean, Long Beach is a city of about 500,000. It's the second largest in the county. It's comparable to Atlanta, Georgia, or Oakland. I mean, it's a big community, but we're receiving the vaccine, I believe, per population, and that's how health jurisdictions are getting it. So we're not getting more. We'd love to have more. In fact, we've actually asked LA County that we'd be happy if they gave us more additional vaccine to vaccinate some of our neighbors. We would love to assist. LA County has been a wonderful partner for us, and so we would love to vaccinate all the neighboring cities if we're able to.
But right now, the only people that can sign up are people that either live in Long Beach or work in Long Beach. How does somebody sign up? How do they get to do this?
So right now, we're asking folks to send an email to COVID-19vaccine@longbeach.gov. However, we are transitioning right now to a technology system called VaxLB, where any person who is either a current group up or perhaps just a member of the general public who's not yet set up can send the information, and then we will notify them by text or by email when their turn is up, but also give them like updates every few days, every week or so to let them know how it's going. And so that launches here probably within the next 24 hours. But for right now, we're asking folks just to email us at COVID-19vaccine@longbeach.gov, and we're plugging those folks into all of these clinics.
Mayor, you said you're offering other cities help. Are they asking you, or are they looking around to figure out what you did so right that they are not getting right?
I've talked to a lot of mayors that are our neighbors and that are asking us to help them get the vaccine out. And so we're happy to do it. We did this with testing. So when we had our testing centers, we first were just testing Long Beach folks. And then the need was so great across the county that we took on our neighbors in Lakewood and Signal Hill and Paramount, and we started doing the testing for them as well. And so we're happy to do the same thing. We want to continue to work with LA County. They have a huge challenge. And so I sympathize with this position that they're in. But we are, I think, doing a great job. I think we may be the most furthest along big city in the state of California is my guess. I talked to all the mayors of the Big 10, Big 12 cities just a few days ago, and we're in really good shape because we've also done emergency personnel, 911 dispatchers. You're not seeing that right now in other cities up and down the state.
Do you think the overall lesson in this is that LA County is simply too big, and that you're better off for a lot of things when it comes to government having more local control?
Listen, I think the more, as mayor, the more local control, the better. And so I want the state and the feds to send us the vaccines directly. In my opinion, and I've signed a letter supporting this, I think that the federal government should be sending particularly big, dense cities where you have most of the challenge, the vaccine directly, and allow firefighters and other paramedics to get the vaccine out. We can't just depend on old systems. Right now, we should be in wartime mentality. Every single morning, we should be waking up and obsessed with getting the vaccine out. And I don't know that we're there yet.
You know, we got to see some video of you getting the vaccine. It gave everybody a chance to see your guns, right?
I wish. Yeah.
But we know that this experience is personal for you. We've talked to you a few times on our show about losing your mom, about losing your stepfather to COVID-19. You've been very vocal about that. What did it feel like to get the vaccine? Both physically, what did it feel like, but also emotionally? What did it feel like for you to get that vaccine in your arm?
Well, I mean, my arm's a little, just for the little soreness, I had no symptoms. It felt actually great to get the vaccine. I'd mentioned Long Beach is now vaccinating all of what we call our emergency operation workers, which are folks that respond to city emergencies. And so I'm part of that group. There's about 150 folks in the city that are part of that group. So when it was my turn, I was happy to take the vaccine and show people that it's safe and people should get it. Personally, I did feel a little emotional with having lost my parents earlier this year, and knowing that my mom would have been one of those early healthcare workers actually getting her vaccine because of her work. But I'm just, every person that gets a vaccine brings me joy. I've been on social media just hearing about folks in the city getting their vaccine, and it just excites me. I've told people in the city that I'm not only the mayor, but I am the vaccine czar. I am our city's vaccine czar. It's my job every single day to obsess about this and make sure people get vaccinated.
It's good politics.
Elex, he was telling us about how he's personally looking after people in line waiting for the vaccine. I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah, so you delivered your annual State of the City address on Tuesday. You emphasized the strength of Long Beach, but that work still needs to be done, including taking care of frontline workers. Let's listen to some of what you had to say.
Most importantly, we must invest directly into workers. Workers are struggling to pay rent, to put food on the table, and they need direct financial support. Next week, the Long Beach City Council will adopt a Heroes Pay initiative to ensure that large supermarket chains are paying our hardworking grocers an additional $4 an hour during this health crisis. Now, our response to this crisis and our heroic workers who continue on despite this challenge have made it crystal clear that the state of our city is strong.
Heroes Pay, does that come from taxpayers? Does that come from grocery store chains? How does that work?
That comes from grocery store chains. The truth is that it's nothing new. At the height of the pandemic, months ago, the larger grocery chains were actually paying those on the front lines additional, they actually called it Heroes Pay, and they were paying those grocery workers those additional dollars during the spike. It went away when things were getting better, and when things got worse, it didn't come back. And so this is our way of showing appreciation to those workers. They deserve it. It's only for a limited time, for a couple months until the pandemic it begins to decrease. And I think it's the right thing to do. And in fact, I think other industries should be getting the same thing.
Interesting. Mayor Garcia, congratulations
Mayor, great job.
on your success. It's nice to not have to throw a bunch of questions to you about why this isn't working, which is sort of our theme of last night's show.
I want to know why is everyone coming to him and studying what he's doing? They should be beating your door down.
Yeah. All right, Mayor. Good luck to you. Good luck this weekend as we get all those vaccines in people's arms. Still to come as